I live a very exciting life. I actually do, from my perspective. But, for example, between the last video and this video, the sweatshirt I was wearing that I was trying not to get dirty, I got turkey tetrazzini on, and I got to put it in the washer. And so some people might wonder, but some might not. Like, for that story is on being the only person to live my life at over 32.00 years of age. So here I, Tanis Coralee of Seattle, share about my experience being the only person to live my life at over 32.00 years of age as of when I filmed this video on Saturday, 29 November 2025. And I do, for this one, this is kind of echoing, I said I hadn't lived somebody else's life earlier today. And this is the, like, somebody steps in to, like, take the place of another person. So I think, like, when I was growing up, so I was born approximately 1993, there were Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, and, you know, like, could they tell the twins apart and that kind of stuff. So there's, like, some context of, like, you know, siblings, like identical twins doing stuff like that. And so this is not something I have ever, like, I haven't ever had somebody step in for me. I think a big one for me is my medical stuff. Like, I do actually need attention. I have enough little things and big things that it's kind of, like, if none other than, like, ongoing now. And if I did indeed faint publicly back in 2009 due to low blood pressure, it's over 15.00 years later, still figuring that out. So there's a little bit of, like, and that when I was hospitalized, I was taken to an emergency room. Yeah. Okay. So there, there's, like, real medical stuff. But it's also just something, that hasn't appealed to me. I do it all, and I do it all myself. I am Duwamish. I think that's of my Native American ancestry, kind of how I am. They're different. The Duwamish and the Lakota. The Duwamish are of kind of modern day Washington State and Seattle area, and the Lakota are of modern day Minnesota kind of area. And I'd say the Duwamish are kind of more of, like, the soloist, and the Lakota is kind of more of the, like, community. I've kind of addressed this previously by saying there's some most similar cultural group to the Duwamish would be, like, the Koreans, and then the most similar to the culturally to the Lakota, from my perspective, would be the Chinese. So there's a little bit of a rhyme there. It is sorry, just plain old me, you guys. Well, me and the critters. So just me living my life as me. And I'd say, so doing stuff kind of on one's own and doing it all oneself. So with the Duwamish, I kind of get paired as a solo female. There is a role for solo females with the critters. And then in the Lakota, the pairing is also with life. However, it's more vegetation and stuff, which does matter with the critters. However, it's a little bit of a different pairing. And there is actual, like, Native American stories that are passed on and that I have actually encountered, yes, myself, for kind of our, like, we, as Duwamish and a Lakota woman, I do, even acting as an individual, I do answer to a nature system, which is kind of where, like, Native Americans are very notorious internationally as, like, Mother Earth peoples. And solo women do have a place in a cultural stability that is not necessarily the case for my European ancestry. So if you didn't know that about the kind of Native Americans and my peoples, there you go. And this is, I'm going to echo again, or not echo, let's say, reiterate. So this is kind of like in terms of approaching it of how long have I been alive. The heart of this is of type infinite and countable. So treating the number of years I've been alive as discrete, then the heart of this is of type infinite and countable. And I'd also go so far as, do I go so far? I reckon at this point my net worth is greater than any one person on the Forbes richest list. Yes. Did they all do it themselves? Did they have anybody step in their life? I did not. The squirrels go, yeah, we get our mama. So there we go. As I'm being the only person to live my life at over 32.00 years of age.